Hey guys, so this is an update. It's been 4 years since I've had vestibular migraines. I'd say I'm 95% better. I'm not taking any medication. To let you know, in the very early days, I would say for the first year, I didn't find any medication that worked for me anyway, really, because I was so dizzy. My vestibular system was so shook up. Nothing would have helped me. I really believe not a tiny they're going to give me one magic tablet and it would just disappear. I believe I was so extreme, nothing would have helped. I mean, just laying down at night, my head would spin, the room would move. I'd wake up every morning and think, am I going to be able to see properly again? Maybe I'll be fine. Maybe it's just like flu and it will go. And everything was still moving and the floor was doing this. And oh my God, it's horrendous. It took me about 2 years to see properly again. It took me about 2 years to walk properly again, and even after 2 years I could probably still only walk for 20 minutes. Now I can actually go out like clubbing. I go out clubbing every weekend. I can dance for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I say the thing that got me back the most, believe it or not, the first key step was acceptance, because at first I was fighting it the whole way. I was like, this is not happening to me, I'm going to carry on like normal. And then I realised I'm not normal anymore. This is what it's going to be like. This is my migraine brain, you know. This is what it's going to be like. And that was really, really, that was hard. That was so hard to realise the old me's gone. This is the new me. But have hope, because like I said, I'm 95% better. Now, I can pretty much go out. I have no dizziness at all. Now, the downside is, what I have realised is, if I work like a full-time job with my triggers, I feel worse again. So at the moment, I'm working full-time with children. That's every trigger going. There's lots of movement, there's lots of noise, there's lights in the classroom. It's a highly stressful environment. If you wonder why I chose to work with kids, it's because before I was working on computers and my vision was so bad, I still can't do 8 hours a day. Because even though I can see normally now, if I'm on the laptop for 6-7 hours, it's even with special computer glasses, I feel exhausted, tired, and the dizziness creeps in. So I still am going to try working with kids. Now, working part-time with children, it was okay. But what I found is working full-time, especially if it's a difficult class, the dizziness creeps back. Now, the issue I've got at the moment is when it creeps back, 2 days off the weekend is not enough to recover, because I'm still dizzy over the weekend. And then that means coming up to Monday, I'm just getting dizzier and dizzier and dizzier and dizzier. So I probably will have to go to part-time work next year. I'm just going to have to do that. You know, I can't, with my kind of migraine brain, I can't do that kind of work. Now, don't let that depress you, because like I said, I'm in a job that was with a ton of triggers, you know. Other than that, I mean, if I can survive at part-time and still function almost like a normal human being, it was worth it. It's worth it. Because I was bedridden on and off for months. I was so severe. I don't want to get upset. Like my partner at the time, I mean, I couldn't even make it to like the kitchen to eat. He had to leave. The worst days, he would leave food by my bed. I didn't even know how to make it to the bathroom. That's the worst days. I had to crawl on the floor or hold the wall to get to the bathroom. I couldn't wash my hair. Washing my hair was exhausting. I could hardly dry it holding a hairdryer. I couldn't get up the stairs. I had to crawl up the stairs. That was for weeks, by the way. This wasn't a one-off day. It was weeks. It was so fucked up. And you forget, because once you start living normally again, you forget how bad it was. It's only when I speak to my ex-partner now, by the way, that he reminds me how messed up it was. I mean, he was doing 10-hour shifts and coming home, because I couldn't walk properly. He'd walk me around the block. He'd help me do laps around the block. And over time, I was able to do a lap around the block by myself, and then I built up to do 2 laps around the block. It's like a dream now. It's just crazy to think what it was like. But since then, I've managed to go paddleboarding. I managed to go surfing. Like I said, I'm out every weekend. I'm going to start a rowing course, hopefully next summer. I still have problems with running, because it's like a high impact. You know, when I bang down on the pavement, because I'm quite heavy-footed, I get dizzy and I start to get headachy. But other than that, I haven't had a migraine in 2 months. And again, I really think the biggest things what was for recovery for me was accepting it was the number one thing. And after that, it was trying to stay active because my vestibular system was broken. It's like being a baby and you have to learn to walk all again. Yeah, you're going to get tired once you're like a toddler and you've been out all day. You're exhausted, you need to sleep. You sleep, you get up the next day, you do it again. That's how I saw it. I saw it as like as a baby. When I was tired, I had to rest. The moment I felt better, again, go out, be active, be active. And another massive thing, I was obsessed with Googling my symptoms. I was obsessed with waking up in the morning. I'd open my eyes, and depending on if the tinnitus was loud in my ear or not, or I felt dizzy, I'd be like, that's what day I'm having. And I would say from the moment I woke up, it's going to be a bad day. That's fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. I did that for months and months. So what I started to do was wake up in the morning, I'd open my eyes, and even if I was dizzy, fuck it. Go and make a cup of tea, go for a walk, you know? And I started to ignore it because I realised the more I focused on feeling dizzy and the symptoms, that my anxiety would creep up through the roof and that would cause more dizziness. So the other tricks I've learned is to have like a low stress environment if you can. Obviously I'm working with loads of kids, but in my personal life with friends and family, I did get rid of people that were high drama. I avoid high drama situations. If I need time out, I rest. I'm like, no, I'm not going out. I don't need to make excuses for it now, you know? If they don't understand what this is after all these years of telling them, fuck it, you know, like, fuck it, literally. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, I mean, I am going to stop this now, but let me turn this off as well. But, yeah, anyway, acceptance, staying active, learning to rest when you need to. Having a good support group around you, getting rid of friends that are just too much drama that makes it worse, okay? Because again, the moment you stress about feeling dizzy and anxiety, you know, your anxiety is going to creep up and you will feel dizzier. And when my anxiety was at the worst, oh my God, the jelly legs were horrendous. I couldn't hold my weight. I could not hold my weight or stand up. And it was scary as hell because I'd be out in a public place and then it felt like the pavement would drop beneath my feet, and then I thought I can't hold myself up. Oh my God, I can't walk back. I'm going to fall over. I don't even like talking about it. And I run a support group with like 3,500 people in, called Vestibular Migraine Support, if anyone needs it. It's on Facebook. But I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to go back there because I know the more I focus on it, the more I get anxious about it. Is it going to come back? Am I going to get ill again? So I try and get on with things as best I can. But anyway, this is my update, guys. Looks like I will have to do part-time next year. Even if I do full-time in a low-stress environment, like a library, a bookshop, something which is quite chilled out, I'm sure I can do it. Okay? But at the moment, the childcare working with kids is just too many triggers for me. But other than that, I'm going out for a drink later by the river. Might end up doing some cocktails. I'm pretty good. I just need to get the job nailed down.